welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to have Torq Chairman and CEO Shawn Wallace with me. Shawn, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Chen. Thanks for having me.
Oh, good. I mean, you are one of the few CEO that's take no salary. I was very impressed. So why are you so much dedications and then so confident about this project will pay off to the shareholder?
Well, for a couple of reasons. In the sort of going on 40 years now that I've done this, I've worked. Most of my biggest successes have come with being associated with projects just like this, and often I did it right from day one. I started doing this when I was 17 years old, and I was putting myself through university by being a laborer at Mount Milligan. Mount Milligan was a story, and it's now, we all know Mount Milligan became a mine and has been mined. And I had the most fantastic first experience there. I was a laborer, and I worked on this project through university, and then boom, it got sold for, back then seemed like a lot of money. It was $300 million. It was a great big takeover. But I mean, back then we also drilled 900 drill holes for about $30 million Canadian. So obviously things have changed. The numbers you get taken out for are much bigger, but also your costs and inputs are much bigger. But what I love about these projects is because they, when you're a junior exploration company, you're basically developing a product to be purchased by a major mining company. So that's when I go as an executive to go in and acquire these things. I say, okay, well, what's my business? Well, my business is to take something small or an idea or a premise with a little bit of science behind it, add more science, make it bigger and more valuable, and then sell it hopefully at a premium to a major mining company. And it's really easy to say that. It's very difficult to do it. But I've managed to be part of teams that have done it several times over the last year. So, once you do something a few times, you start to see the characteristics of that a deposit and a project and a jurisdiction need to have in order to attract that major mining company interest, to attract those investors and so forth. Now, of course, investors come and go with the markets, but the major mining companies, they always need to replace the metal they're producing and selling. Every ounce they mine and sell, they've got to find another one somewhere. And one of the trends you've seen in the industry here is that the major mining companies now have mostly disbanded. They used to have big exploration departments when I first started doing this back in the late 80s. Now most major mining companies have no exploration targets. And what they do is like what Gold Fields been doing with us, and Agnico, you see, is quite good at this. You see they buy into the good quality exploration stories, use the team that's there, and either increase or decrease their based on what's happening with the project. But they get a foothold in there, and that's what's happened here with us with us in Gold Fields. Now, ordinarily, I would try and hold them off from getting involved. This is a bit early for me to get them involved. I usually like to make them pay more. But we found ourselves in an environment that was the worst one that I've had to endure in 40 years. The Bre-X, after the post-Bre-X environment was pretty damn close. These are sort of the two most darkest periods, I'll say, in my career, in terms of the world just not caring what we were up to. But the major mining companies cared, thank goodness, because that's how we were managed to keep this project whole. The type of asset that we're going after, Santa Cecilia, is not just something that major mining companies want. They need it. They need it. So it's better to always to have something that people need than that they just want.
Well, great. Explain to us, this is very good history you have. Explain to us why Santa Cecilia, what you discovered so far. It's a gold deposit, or it's a copper deposit, or it's both?
Yeah, so often you see these big deposits, these are gets described as copper gold porphyry or gold copper. This is definitely on the gold copper spectrum. So this is gold would be, both metals are important to the deposit, and they both need to have a good price to make it economic ultimately. I don't know what those numbers are going to be. We have to do all the work. But it's there's more value in gold on this project than copper. So that's why I call it a gold copper porphyry. Yeah, simply that.
Okay, great. So how do you describe what you found so far, and what makes you so excited with this upcoming drilling campaign? with Goldfield?
Yeah. So what has me really excited is that in the sort of few years as we sort of just got in there and we had little bits of capital and we were managed to do like programs with 2 or 3 drill holes, 4 drill holes, like, and every time I always call drilling an iterative conversation with Mother Earth. You ask it a question with the drill hole and it gives you an answer. And the question we've been asking is this a big system? Does this big hydrothermal system that we've outlined contain significant amounts of gold and copper? So that we've answered that absolutely. We're talking about 900-meter intercepts, 600 meters, 7. I mean, they're all like that. Mm-hmm. And I like to think we're good technical people, and importantly, but I got to tell you, when something's this big, you don't actually need. It took very smart people to get it going, but now it's a matter of just stepping off, drilling, following certain markers. I mentioned in my presentation earlier about alteration. And fortunately for us, the next door neighbor, Caspice, we know what the alteration model looks like to get to the grade. We're less than a kilometer away. It's the same geology. I'm not saying we're going to end up with the same type of deposit as them. We don't know that until we drill. We could be better. We could be worse. We don't know. But I know we know our technical team knows what to look for, thanks to their example. And what we're seeing, it gives us every reason to be extremely excited about the opportunity of us finding a big zone of good grade. And as soon as that happens, I used the Northern Dynasty when we were discussing earlier. We acquired that. We bought that project for $10 million of stock from Teck. Everyone said, "Oh, you guys are crazy." And fast forward, it's been 15 years since then or so. The thing's worth $2 billion, and it still not even has a full feasibility on it. And it's also mired under lawsuits and so forth. I think if it had a more clear political story, I think Northern Dynasty would be worth a couple billion more. So I think it's very, very interesting. That's the kind of value proposition that excites me. That's why, as you mentioned earlier, I'm okay to defer a salary until the company gets more robustly financed. I don't need it. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been very fortunate. I've been very successful, and I don't really do this for money anymore. I do it because for accomplishment. And I think Santa Cecilia has the opportunity to be a major accomplishment that I'd like to be part of.
Oh, great. Thank you. As shareholder, really appreciate. Maybe we can make this real discovery. We'll make it after Wallace. We'll call it the Wallace deposit.
I'm hoping.
So it's for your dedication.
Yeah, well, I'm a major shareholder, and that's where I'm going to get paid.
Okay, great. I mean, your share can come down a lot. I got a lot of people asking. You seem to be lagging the rebound. Recently, there's a lot of rebound of juniors, and your stock has been stuck in the neutral. Why is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we all saw the news that we put out earlier. We were waiting for Goldfields to reconfirm that they were going to indeed spend into the next phase. And I'll be honest with you, Chen, I mean, this has been a really tough sled the last few years. Like, we've had to, I didn't just choose not to have a salary. We didn't have the money. So it was either dilute the company, dilute my shareholders and myself in order to pay myself a salary I didn't really need. I wasn't going to do that. I've also gone across the company and cut all superfluous, even to the fact where I'm doing like 4 or 5 jobs in the company by myself now, because, with my history being with Hunter Dickinson, I've done every job from laborer to CEO. So I'm okay I don't care. I'm not a big ego. I'll go do that stuff. Why is our stock lagging? Because we've never, until now, this November, we're going to have 2 drills and we're going to drill an entire season. So you know how the market is nowadays, and particularly with people's attention span, modern attention span, you need to keep them interested. You need to have drill results coming out. You need to have stuff to talk about. And unfortunately for us, it's been stop, start, all been positive, but we were in a very negative environment, stopping and starting. I can understand why people would want a little more certainty in our story before going in with 2 feet, and I get it. We are able to provide that now. We've got a partner. The next $41 million US dollars is there for us. They want to explore. They're going to be aggressive. We've got all this success we've had so far, the great targets. I mean, what's not to be optimistic about? I think the market's improved. So I have no anxiety about, look at the metal prices, look at what's happening. So I think our stock, to starting now, day one, I think this is a new day for us. We're about to head into this program. This is the kind of program I've dreamed about doing since we acquired this project. This is what does this project justice. You got to spend real dollars. You got to be, from a technical perspective, dedicated and disciplined. And you just have to go out there and believe in your theories. Let the science guide you, and you'll create some real value.
Okay, great. What a story. And then I just want to remind the viewer that your stock's still trading at 1/10 of Goldfield paid. So it's a very good bargain here.
I think so. Yeah, our market cap doesn't even come to half of what they're going to be putting in.
Okay, yeah, great story. I hope you check out Torq resource. What's your website again?
www.torqresources.com.
Okay, great. Thank you, Shawn. No. Appreciate it. And we'll hear from you maybe in a few months to see the progress.
I look forward to that.